Hey everybody, Justin and Brenda, cleaningmarketing.com, and today we are going to help our house cleaning folks learn why your Google Business Profile can be your number one asset in your entire business.
Yeah.
Okay,
so
here we go.
Let's start talking first about it's the number one source of trust really for your business.
Yep, and trust is, know, like, trust. Those people need to know you exist, they need to like you, and then they need to trust you in order to give you money and give you a high value for whatever it is you're selling, right? The highest price. So Google's business profile, especially because of reviews and having a lot of great reviews on it, is something where instantly people get all the way through know, like, and to trust in your business, right? So when you get when your profile starts to get some visibility out there, and reviews are a big part, a good solid ranking factor in there, when you start to get the visibility and people say, oh wow, look at that, these guys have great reviews, then that makes it much easier to get that phone call. And when you answer that phone call, to be able to sell them for a nice, solid, profitable number instead of like a scraping by number. So this is like an absolute linchpin key part of having a successful local house cleaning business.
So your Google Business Profile really becomes your number one source of leads, and at a good ROI. You're not having to pay for ads, but if you've got your good reviews and you've got your Google Business Profile optimized with all the things that we're going to talk about, it really is the number one source of leads for your business.
Yep, it really can be. Now, if you're spending a ton of money, like 20 grand on Google ads, you may get more leads from your Google ads than your Google Business Profile.
True.
But in most cases, your Google, I know a $3 million house cleaning business that has basically grown their whole business off of Google Business Profile leads, basically not paying for advertising and getting all those leads that way. So it doesn't happen overnight. This is one of those SEO kind of things, and you have to build trust up with Google. You have to build up your website a bit, because the website kind of drives the Google profile, and we'll talk a little bit more about that. But when you get those going together, it is the absolute biggest ROI marketing asset, and even kind of sales asset, in the sense that they come in ready to buy, that you can have in your business. So it's really worth starting and working on it and building up those reviews in your profile now. So say 12 months down the road or whatever, you really start getting a powerful payoff from that work, and can have a really profitable, growing, healthy house cleaning business.
Yep. So actually, I want to kind of sidestep too. So all these things are so important, and your Google Business Profile is so important. There's been a lot of talk lately, and you may have seen people talking about how their Google Business Profile has been suspended or has gone away. And that is a real fact out there that happens, people. We had a client that happened to, and thankfully we have what's the word?
She's real technical. We have a line in
we have assurance.
we have a line in with
Yes.
Google, and just by doing this a long time and knowing the right people, where we know what to do to send the right information to Google to help get you unsuspended or to make the right changes. But people who don't have that, I know businesses with like 200 reviews. They've worked on this for like a year, 2 years, 3 years, whatever it is, and they do some things out of the guidelines, and they get their profile suspended, and it can be a real problem. They can lose it, right? So it's it can be a super powerful asset, but it also is an irreplaceable asset, where you need to manage it correctly and not just get all willy-nilly crazy with it, because you can lose it. It's really Google's world and you're just living in it. So it can be a really strong asset, but you got to manage it right, and it really helps to have. And we feel really comfortable managing, the profiles for people when we have that kind of assurance connection.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. So just to give you some high level, so the most important things to focus on in your Google business profile is getting reviews, like
Absolutely.
Justin talked about. You want to
Should we talk about how to get reviews really quick, or do you think that would make sense? Because a lot of people don't know. No? Should we skip it? What do you think? Do you want to know how to get reviews?
Sure, why not?
Okay, really quick. So actually call the people that you've, like if you're starting out especially, right? And you're like grinding it out and every little thing matters, call who you've done a clean for and check, kind of gut check, make sure they're happy with you. And if not, fix it, right? And if they are, then send them a review link and kind of guide them through that process while you're on the phone. Because if you're relying them to do a review without you kind of there, the chances go way down. The highest way to get reviews is on a call with them, send them the link to the actual review. Like you can get the link where the review pops open for them and they can just write it there really quick. A line or two is all it takes and your star rating, and away you go. That's the number one way. Then you can have that same link in a text, in an email that you can send personally with some personal text. That's going to be like your next kind of level of effective. And then, when you're huge and have so much going on that you can automate that, then every time a project or a job completes, you can automatically send a review, or even better, ask them how they felt about it. And if they're happy with the service, then, kind of automate that review request. But that is not how you want to do it right out the gate. Okay.
Sure.
Okay. Back to you, Brenda.
Thanks. The next thing that is really important is to optimize and update your profile. And we'll talk about the different aspects to that in just a little bit. And the next thing would be to answer the phone and the messages. So people will message you through your business profile. Make sure you are responding to them. And remember, speed to answer is everything right now. That is revenue that could potentially walk away if you don't respond quickly or you don't answer the phone. Okay, so very, very important. Response rate is huge. And
this seems super obvious when you're hearing her say that, I'm hoping, but like we've worked with quite a few house cleaning businesses, and we're over here, when we kind of started out working with house cleaning businesses, go, we are killing it. Look at all these leads pumping into this business. I mean, and then we talk to them, they're like, we're not getting enough leads. What? And we've got call tracking. We know they're getting these phone calls, but then we start listening to the recordings and they're not answering, or they're answering like whoever's picking up the phone, like just got out of bed or doesn't care. Like, what? Well, we can't be out there for a couple weeks. Like, this is not right. So these are real leads, that valuable leads. And if you want to lean in and grow your business, you got to answer that dang phone, and you got to answer it quick. And you want to sound, Johnny on the spot pretty much, and be happy that they called, because this is money coming in, right? So seems simple, but we see that missed so much. And especially when your Google profile starts to perform, you'll start getting more phone calls, and maybe you're not used to having more phone calls. And yes, occasionally you're gonna get like a spam call or someone trying to sell you some new fancy website or whatever. You buy the farm, you get the pigs. This is just part of it, right? So a lot of people get to a point, and you can get to this point quicker than you think, where you can hire someone to do the phone call stuff so you can be doing what you need to do as a business owner. But just, you gotta answer the phone to make the money, period.
Yep.
Okay, sorry, that's so freaking important.
Seems like a no-brainer, I know, but you would be surprised.
Yeah.
So we're gonna talk about—
Or form submits, they come in too, right?
Sure.
Form submits, where are they going? Whose email, right?
Yep. Okay. So we're gonna go into how to optimize your profile, or even if you don't even have one yet, the best practices to put in place when you're filling out your profile. Okay, so the first one is...
This sounds like a lot of work. Like, I want to stop like right now. I like want a Coke or a coffee or something, which is a good idea if you're going to do this stuff. So it's not the funnest stuff in the world.
Yeah.
But it's one of those things, you climb the hill and it pays you back over and over and over, like 5, 10, 100, 200, a million times probably over the length of your business if you do this stuff and you do a good job at it. And we're gonna give you, we're not gonna grind into the super details, but we're gonna give you the key stuff. And just know that if you really wanna be a badass at this, there's more to almost any one of these, but we're gonna give you the most important stuff so you know what to do and have some confidence going through there. At least you're not gonna screw things up, okay?
Talk about starting with your name, your business name.
Yep. So don't make stuff up like,
Yeah, people do.
adding extra cities and services. If it's your DBA, which is fine, or your real business name, get it in there. Some people will do a DBA that's kind of, maybe even a little more optimized. That's getting into the SEO side. I don't want to open the whole can of worms, but city, service, those kinds of keywords can be great, especially if they're embedded in your business name and it's a legitimate DBA or the real name of your business. You've done yourself a favor on your name. But if not, you got a brand, Marcy's, sparkling shop of horrors or whatever it is, right? Then go with it. That's your brand. It's not going to hurt you, okay? Yep. In the long run, at least.
Yep.
Okay.
And the next thing that Google will ask you is your address. And they'll give you an option to put an address or check a box for if you're service-based business or not service area-based business, excuse me. This is super important, more important than you even know.
Yeah.
So do not just put your house address if you run your business from your house, or don't put your house address if you don't run your business from your house, but you service an area. If you service an area, put I am a service area business. It does carry more weight if you have an actual address, but you have to have proof with that, right?
Hold on, so let's circle back. So what's the difference, Brenda, between a location business and a service area business? Simple and clear.
So the location business means you absolutely run your business out of that location. You need to be able to show signage. You have to do a video walkthrough.
Sometimes you can get away with the signage, but like technically, location means people come
to your business.
People are invited to come and visit that business at any time, right? Well, at any time that you have your operating hours, right? That's a location-based business. There's can be a lot more to it. If you do not invite people in your working hours to come to your location and you're just servicing the area, then that's a service area business. And sometimes it can be a subtle difference. But if you can do the location thing and commit, even if you're working out of your house, to be a location business, to be able to have folks come, to possibly need to put a little bit of signage on the outside of your house, doesn't have to be crazy, that's a whole nother topic, and actually maybe even take pictures inside and out and show where your office stuff is, and it's not just like at the kitchen table. Google wants to know you're kind of a legitimate business. Even if you're coming out of your house, then you can make that work and be a location out of your house, but no, you may have to fight a little bit to kind of make that a bona fide situation, right? Otherwise, your service area business, what sucks about a service area business is they don't get nearly the visibility, the leads, the people calling you with a service area business, because those folks with a location are gonna get the favor in the search results. So it's worth fighting for. It's worth doing. And people are thinking right now, can I do a virtual office? No. Can't do a virtual office. Can't do, what is it? Not U-Haul, the UPS. You can't do the UPS thing and get the little mailbox. Sounds great, right? No, you can't. You're either going to have to legitimize your house or you're gonna have to get a cheapy little office in a pretty, I mean, it could be a $200 a month little office, but it's gotta be like your office that you can get mail at and make it a legitimate little spot. But think about it. If you're gonna say spend $2,000 a month on ads because you don't have this going on, or you spend $300 a month on a little office somewhere that's in a nice spot kind of close to the kind of houses that you would want to clean, it's gonna pay for itself time and time and time again.
Good point.
I know it sounds crazy, but this is the reality of the situation. And the sooner, like you say, if you're starting your business, the sooner you get that true location that you are gonna commit to and that address in there in your Google profile, boom, the sooner you're gonna start getting, you know, all the calls and the really great ROI on the free calls and stuff. So it sucks, I know, but this is the truth.
Yep, but it's okay to be a service area business.
Yeah.
Totally. Just be honest.
Yeah, be honest exactly what you are, but don't expect the same kind of visibility, and you may end up spending far more. Like if you really want to grow, you may end up spending far more on ads to make up for what you're lacking here if you decide to do that. And you may spend as much as a really nice office in the long run on those ads. So something to think about.
Sure. Okay, so next we're going to talk about category. That's the next major thing that Google will ask you to fill out. Now, make sure your category that you select, your main category, is the main service of your business. A lot of you, we know, do house cleaning, handyman, organizing, and so forth. But even though you do those
commercial
other
cleaning
services, those are added services. Make sure that you select house cleaning services as your main category. Very, very important.
Google's kind of like talking to your little bit cranky old grandma in the sense that, so what do you do in your business? Well, we organize, we do house cleaning, we do some what do you do in your business?
Yeah.
We do house cleaning and we're damn good at it. That's what Google wants to know and see. And when you have that singular focus on that Google profile, your chances of getting up in the rankings for it, especially once you have a bunch of reviews, go way up. Where if you dilute it with all this other stuff you do, which Google will allow you to do, if you dilute it, then your chances of getting found for any of those go down, right? So you want to stay really focused until you're absolutely killing it and have total visibility, like say with house cleaning. Then if you really think you need to try and add something, then do it. But when it comes to the online side, especially in the Google profile, super focused.
That's just for your main category, because we will talk about adding your services.
Yeah, but those aren't categories. We're saying one category. Simple, one category. If you're commercial, if you happen to be commercial watching this, janitorial services.
Yep.
If you're house cleaning, then it's house cleaning services, right? Just that's it.
One category.
Okay.
Talk about the phone number. Having, you know, sometimes we do a tracking number, and how important it is to have like a really good phone number.
So what people who don't know how the Google profile works will sometimes do is, I'm going to use my cell phone until I prove to myself this business is actually doing something, and then I might get a phone system and blah, 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 and then you change your phone number here and you change your phone number there. No, do not do that. It is a total nightmare and it messes you up, right? So what you want...
It lowers the trust.
Right. So Google's seeing things changing out there and you got this number, you got that number. How do we trust you when you're doing that, right? And they don't know you personally, so they're just going by all these little data factors that are floating around out there, right? So super important from the get-go. There's like free stuff. Like I can't remember the name of Google's phone number thing. They got a phone forwarding.
Google Voice?
Yeah, Google Voice.
Google Voice.
So you can get a Google Voice phone number, and that should work to be able to put that in there and then forward it to a cell phone or a phone system or something. Or if you're using something like Open Phone from the get-go, which is a pretty cool system, you can use an open phone number, so then you can do things with that. But you want it to be something that you are going to commit to and own that number and never change it. right? So it's permanent. We use tracking numbers, and there's a way to do that. We're not gonna get into how to do it. There's a way to do it correctly where you can use a tracking number that does basically the same thing. It forwards over to your phone system or whatever it needs to. And then that tracking number can tell us how many phone calls and how much activity happened on the Google profile. So that's a possibility. But too complex for this little
That's
deal.
another video.
Just rock solid one phone number, primary phone number, never change it. Stick to it from day one.
Yep. Another important thing to fill out, especially going back to you're probably a service area business, is putting your service areas down.
No, they're going to be location businesses because they're going to get the rankings.
True. However, even if you're a location business, you want to put your service areas because you're a cleaning business. You actually service different areas, I'm sure. And what you want to do is list your service areas in priority order. And really, I mean, think about it too. Really only put the ones that you're really servicing. Don't put little, neighborhoods, but the main cities. And no zip codes, just really be specific and prioritize. Put them in priority order.
Yeah, which almost means in reverse because Google will flip them. But
true.
Pain in the neck as it is. But here's what we've seen some people do. Like say they're outside of Dallas somewhere and they're not really in the metro area. They'll list that they service Houston, Dallas, maybe even Austin. Waco, and every little city in between, over toward Louisiana, I guess it is. No.
Stretched too thin.
No. It's same kind of thing. You diluted the heck out of it, and Google has no clue where you actually should legitimately be showing for. So you really just want to, where literally, if someone called you from far enough away that you're like, oh, do we really want to drive there?
Yeah.
Are we going to make money if we, send our team out there? Then that's outside your service area for now, right? Yep. So you want it to be that nice focused area, and honestly, the closer to where your location is, because you're going to have a location, the easier it's going to be to rank. Because Google really looks at proximity, right? So 10 miles around where your location is going to be your power spot, right? You're going to get the most with Google profile because that's what we're talking about here. You can advertise all over, but that's a different topic, right? So anyway, so that's what you want to do. You don't want to put a billion service areas. You don't want to put what are the main cities that you serve? Just keep it like that, all right? City names, not zip codes. We're past that.
I said that.
Yeah?
Yeah, I already said that.
Okay. I should shut up now. Okay, next.
Okay, the next thing they're going to ask you for is your office hours, your open hours, your operating hours. And, if there's going to be anything that you get from us talking about any of this is being authentic, being honest about your business. A lot of people, initial knee-jerk reaction, they want to say 24/7. Well,
no, that's insane.
don't put 24/7 if you don't have somebody prepared to go clean at any point in the day or evening.
Well, and if you're a location business, if you say you're 24 hours, you need to have someone that can receive a client at your office at any time, right? So they do give you different versions of hours and stuff, but we're not going to get into all that. Just let's talk about the main operating hours.
Yes.
Be legitimate.
Yes.
The longer your operating hours are, the more visibility you can possibly get in Google, but you also do not want to lie, because if you can't back it up and you really aren't answering the phone or having someone there, then, it could be problems.
Yep. Authenticity.
Yeah, real key.
Also, but a really good tip to do too, because Google likes, again, you to be authentic, is list your holiday hours. They'll give you a little section to say any other type of hours, and you can even check which days that your office is closed, like Christmas and New Year's. Fill that out. That's very important. Another thing that's really important right under that is types of businesses that you are. Are you veteran owned? Are you a women-run business? So look at that. Do you have wheelchair accessibility?
And these may not be like the biggest ranking factors in the world, but you wanna anything that's there that is true about your business. Go, they're giving you the opportunity to tell your story a little bit, so you want to do that, and Google does love it when you engage with their platform. But those probably aren't like, oh, hey, if we put our Christmas hours in, we're gonna go to the top. No. It's just about playing the game that Google wants you to play,
which is authenticity.
Yep, and being accurate. Okay.
Yep. So the next part, actually, I really like because it's visual, and that's about your photos and adding photos and videos. So really quick, gangster tip number 1.
Uh-oh, gangster tip.
Anytime you have an employee or even you're out and about and you're taking pictures of jobs or anything, have that location.
Maybe not anything.
Have that location turned on your phone. There's a setting and you want location turned on, because when you post that photo, there's all kinds of technical metadata behind there that Google sees, and they relate that picture with the location, so they know that you're being authentic and you really are where you say you have a business. So really, really important. Authentic photos.
Yep.
Really, really important. In action photos. It's great to do.
So what's an authentic photo? It's like your team cleaning a house, or your team around your vehicles if you've got vehicles, or your team, with a photo with everybody all, hey, like that's authentic, or the actual office, the actual team, the vehicles, the folks, the basically here's who we are, right? That's what you want, and why, right? So here's the opposite. What if you have no photos? Google has no clue. Who are these people? Do we trust them? I don't know. If you've got a bunch of photos that are you, great. If you have a bunch of stock photos, right? Especially if someone ever does like a manual review, which they do at Google, and they see a bunch of stock photos, like kind of iffy. Maybe these guys are a lead gen thing that's not even really a cleaning business, but you're totally on the right track if you got true photos. Same with your website, but we're talking about Google here, so.
Yeah, and think about them as a potential customer, right? They're going to see your Google business profile, and the more authentic pictures you have of you, your team, the cleanings that you've done, you're establishing trust right there.
It's actually going to help you convert.
Yeah, they get to see who they're going to be working with. They get to see the smiling faces and how professional your team is. So
say if
really
you're
important.
Like if you're shopping for a house cleaning business and they got a picture of someone cleaning like an apartment in Singapore, like some stock photography. No, seriously, and then you go to the next one, maybe a few less reviews, not as good of rankings, but there's Maria or whoever. Who are you gonna call, right? So it's pretty basic stuff, but we see people screw this up all the time. So anyways.
Reviews. We talked about reviews. Yeah.
Reviews, so freaking important. That is the number 1 part of your Google profile that really matters. Not just for rankings and stuff, although it is clearly a ranking factor that people talk about, between 10 and 15%, website 40%. Anyways, we're not gonna get into all the SEO stuff, but it's super duper important. And it, like we talked about, it drives trust, it drives the value of what you can charge for your service, and it drives conversions. So you really wanna focus on reviews.
Yep. Okay, hang in there. So the next thing is products. Now you're a house cleaning business and you're thinking, I don't have any products except maybe
we have cleaning products.
Maybe some cleaning products.
we got vacuums.
Yeah. But you're not selling those things. So gangster tip number 2.
Oh.
Actually list your services as products. This is okay for Google. And the reason you want to do this is because when you list a product, they give you the opportunity to put a photo, which is important, put a description, give it a title, which will be a keyword, and the name of the service that you are going to be posting about. And you'll be able to put a learn more or some kind of button that will link to that page on your website. So you're getting a link back to your website. And actually, other than just pleasing Google, is if somebody comes to your Google business profile page, they'll actually see products show up. Services only show up in a list, but products show up visually, and we know people are visual, so they kind of stand out. So you really want to do the little products, put your services as products in there.
Yep. Yeah, and that's really, so let's just burn through one really quick as an example. So say you're doing move out cleaning, right?
Yeah.
Your title on that product would be move out cleaning,
Yep.
right? And not move in, move out.
Yeah.
So this little sub gangster tip that very few people search for move in cleaning, mostly move out cleaning. So optimize for move out cleaning. So move out cleaning is the title, and then talk about what you do maybe in a move out clean, all the key, stuff. And then what areas do you do that in? City 1, City 2, City 3, City 4, City 5. List that there in that description. Picture of maybe someone doing deep cleaning kind of stuff. Like say if you only do oven cleaning in a did I say deep clean?
Yeah.
In a move out clean. Say you only do XYZ in a move out clean, then have a picture of someone doing that particular kind of stuff if you can. And then link to, guess what? The move out clean page on the website.
Yep.
Aww.
Yep.
Now you're a badass SEO.
Just off your Google business profile. Okay. This one is a little funny. Services.
All this stuff is funny.
Yeah.
Hang
in there.
It is what it is.
Yeah. So
don't shoot the messenger.
even though we listed our services as products, there's also an area to list services. Now, something that you need to be really, really careful about is Google will just automatically list a bunch of services. So you want to keep your eye on that and be checking it, and you actually can deny some of the services that they list.
Or delete them.
Actually, deleting.
So
denying.
literally, Google itself, we see this all, like, I just had to delete cuts corners as a service. We cut corners as a service. You can pay extra and we will cut corners. Like, come on. And, so they'll spit about, list this big, 20 things in there. And really what we found is those key, top like 8 to 10, standard clean, move out clean, deep clean, post-construction clean, maybe clean a fridge, clean it, just the top super focused stuff. And that does the best, performs the best, not all that other stuff. So same with the products. You don't put in like 100 products, just stay focused on those top services on both of them and you're in good shape.
Yeah. And you can build out over time, but this initial...
Yeah, but you don't want to go too crazy. Again, don't dilute and go, oh, hey, since we can put an infinite number of products, let's go crazy. No, just staying focused until you get results, and then maybe test adding a little and a little and a little, but don't just run in there and go crazy.
Yeah. Talk about description. Will you talk about that?
Business description? Mm-hmm. We are the premier provider of cleaning services in XYZ area. No, boring as hell, right? You don't want to do that. Please don't do that. But just describe your business authentically and like what's different or unique or what do you focus on? Like we only do luxury Airbnb cleaning and whatever it is, right? So I'm not saying that's what you should do. I'm just saying, you want to talk about who you are, what you do, what those top services are, what the service areas that you cover are, and kind of talk about how you're unique and the things you dedicate to. I like to think of it in, we dedicate to doing this quality of stuff, or more in-depth cleaning, or leaving your house smelling like cookies every time. Whatever it is, right?
People do that.
Yeah, so dedicate to something and make it clear what it is and what you are committed to providing as far as a service, if you have guarantees, that kind of stuff. So you summarize kind of what's cool about your business in that little bit of space, and you've probably done a pretty good job. We do geeky stuff like use LSA, latent semantic indexing. Good God, you don't want to know. Where we write it in such a way that it gets extra points, but no, you don't need it. That's only if you hire pros. Don't do that to yourself.
Yes, please.
Yeah, okay.
We're almost done. So, next really cool thing.
Never done with a Google profile. It's infinite.
Oh gosh, look at me go. Gangster tip number 3.
No way. No.
I get all the gangster tips. So there's a question and answer section in your Google profile.
Yep.
And you typically think that everybody kind of waits for someone to ask a question to answer it. But actually, you can put the question in and you can answer it. So you actually want to do that to build out that information. So if you don't have Q&As already on your website, just think about what are the things that people ask you on a daily basis and answer them. And then that builds out your profile too. So it shows activity that you're answering and you're engaging. So don't wait for somebody to ask you a question. Go ahead and post the question and answer it yourself.
Yep. And important questions to answer, stuff like, do you clean out hoarder homes? If you do, I suggest having a very high per square foot dollar amount. Like, sure, we can be convinced to do that, but it's going to cost like $10,000, whatever it is, right? So answer the important questions about what you do, what you don't do, aspects of your service.
Yep.
You're looking at me like I'm crazy.
Hoarder
they can either be super profitable or something you don't want to touch, like literally with a 100-foot pole.
True.
So
they're out there.
Yeah. So what do you do? Make that clear.
Yep. So that actually wraps it up for the initial. The initial things to fill out.
Brenda's brain is like a spreadsheet and my brain is like a big cloud. So she sees things in black and white.
Yes.
And I do not. So
the initial things to fill out, we went over.
Okay.
Now I'm gonna let you ramble on about how to keep the updates going.
It's not rambling.
And best practices for updates.
Okay, so there's a section called updates. You got 3 things you can do there. You can do a post. You heard of a post before, right? Offers and events. And if you have been kind of playing around with social media, Instagram, Facebook, that kind of thing, like honestly, this is a breath of fresh air in a lot of ways because, especially over time, Google Business Profile actually gets traffic. Facebook, you're not gonna get much organic boost out of those anymore unless you're posting in your local group, whatever, totally different thing, right? But this actually is valuable. And you can run your posts very similar to what you might want to really do on Facebook and say, here's what services we do and here's where we do them, right? So maybe you got a post for deep cleaning in Las Vegas. Next week, you can do a post on deep cleaning in Summerlin, which is another area in the Las Vegas area, right? Like we are just saying what we do, who we do it for, how we do it at some level, and summarizing that stuff with our posts. So this gives you a chance to just not have to overthink it and just say what you do. It's good optimization. You can link from your posts as well. So super cool. It's like take the gloves off and just do cool posts about your business. A little bit extra text in there, not just tiny. It's not Twitter. Get a little stuff in there. Use ChatGPT or whatever to like come up with some stuff. Anyways, offers and events. Also, you do not want to miss these. Offers let you put offers let you, she's tapping over here. She probably wants me to shut up. Offers let you put timeframes on an offer, right? So, hey, we are gonna do a super special 30% off deep cleaning for like 1 week or 2 weeks or whatever. You can go ahead and put that in there, set the time frame, it's gonna do it, it's gonna run it automatically, it's gonna end that offer, and then you can put another one. Or, so offers are really good. Google wants to see offers, and you can have those built around, guess what? Your services. So again, it's another optimization, visibility type of thing you can do. And then events as well. Like you can even have an event as an offer. Like, hey, for the next 3 months, we're doing deep cleaning special or whatever it is. Or say maybe you live in a college town. It's a move out clean special for, the months of here to here. So you can use the events and offers as really cool kind of more permanent posts, because the regular posts sort of go by, as you know, just like on Facebook. But these can be kind of like a pinned post that actually is an offer instead of just some content. So
hey, that's a gangster tip.
Kind of is, yep.
Ah, he got a gangster tip in.
Google wants to see those offers and events. So yeah, it's a little extra work, but this is stuff that can actually help you sell. So awesome, right? Facebook doesn't let you put an offer. You can do an event, but they want it to be like, okay, we're gonna have
we do Facebook
we're gonna
too,
sing around the fire.
So no
or
Facebook bashing.
Yeah. No, I'm not bashing. It's just this is like straight up selling your stuff.
Yep.
Which is awesome.
Yep. So that actually pretty much wraps.
Well, I see one last thing, and it's probably enough of a can of worms. Shouldn't even want to talk about it.
No, I don't, because he'll go on about SEO stuff.
No. But we're not doing a good job if we don't tell you. There's a spot to put your website link in there. Do the website link. And just at the most simple basic, like this is a whole big power section, because the website is a big part of why you rank in your Google profile. Believe it or not, they work together, peanut butter and jelly sandwich type of thing. But what you do on your website will help drive what happens on your Google profile. Like literally without even having the word. Say if you've got handyman services, you got them on your website, without even having the word handyman on your Google profile, you may be able to get visibility from that if you got it on your website, right? I'm gonna leave it right there. But make sure you've got a page for every service, standard clean. And I wouldn't call it standard clean. That's just house cleaning, deep cleaning, move out cleaning. If you really want, move in cleaning. Apartment cleaning.
Another video.
Airbnb cleaning. What else do you do, right? Like just cleaning stuffs. Stay focused. Have a page for each one of those. Not just 100 words, like a descriptive page with FAQ,
another
question
video.
answer kind of stuff. Yep, another video.
Another video.
But that's what's going to help. Well, if you don't know what's going to make your Google profile really perform, right, then we're not doing you that service, right? So even though we're at the end of this, those other things are really critical, but unless you're in a tiny little town, you're probably not going to get to the top unless you also pay some darn good attention to your website. But we will leave it at that. And this is pretty awesome, guys. I mean, like if you do this stuff and actually stick to it, like put a little 10 minutes in a couple times a week, do your posts and stuff.
Yeah. Do
your optimization stuff. This is going to be probably the biggest, highest, most payoff YouTube video you will ever find. I'm not lying, right? What do you think? We have seen these things drive a ton of business for house cleaning businesses. A ton. So much so that we've actually had people go, please, no, stop. We can't handle this. So
true.
It's true. Yep.
So
all right.
Keep in mind, this all sounds like a lot of work. So do know that we do this as a service. So if you want to learn more, click the link below, schedule time to talk to us.
Yeah, discovery call on our website, all over the place.
And don't forget, like the video, share, subscribe, do all those things, and we super appreciate you sticking with us today.
Yep, we're focused on house cleaning businesses, so.
Okay.
Bada bing, bada boom.
Thanks so much.
See you guys.